we respectfully acknowledge the Turrbal and the Yalgara people as the traditional custodians of the land in which this video was filmed.
Hi, I'm Crystal Kinsella. I'm a proud Jawoyn and Wiradjuri woman, a supply diversity expert and published author. Welcome to Meet the Mob, a YouTube series dedicated to showcasing Black excellence in business. I get to interview deadly First Nation business owners from around the country and learn all about their why. Today I'm joined by Jack Reis from Baidam, who will share with us his why he got into business and does what he does. So to kick it off, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jack. Who's your mob? Where do you come from?
Yeah, thanks, Crystal. So my heritage stems back to Badu Island in Kenedth Kes, which we all know as the Torres Straits. So I am Badulaig heritage. We are saltwater people. My totem on my nene's side, which is a grandmother, is Tupmo, which translates to stingray.
Oh, I've always wanted to get to the Torres Strait.
Yeah,
beautiful part of the world.
You have to, and everyone should get there if they can. Thursday Island, it's quite beautiful. It's untouched. Is the word that comes to mind? Yeah.
So tell me about your why.
That's a really good question. That's a great question, Crystal. It's to be honest, if you do find your why, and for everyone out there, your why it has to be true to your core. It has to be true to what you want to do. So my why wasn't something that I woke up one day and went, I'm going to do this. That's why I want to do this. Like, I've had many failed attempts of just everything to do with life, whether it's business, whether it's work, job interviews, everything. And through that journey is where I uncovered my why. But why Baidam Solutions? It's because when I was a young kid, I remember watching TV or movies and sports, and I would see, particularly here in Australia, we'd see mob sports stars. You know, we'd see our international and domestic sports stars now with your Jonathan Thurstons, your Adam Goods, even international sports stars like Ash Barty. And as a kid, I'd look up to those sports stars and go, well, if I can see that, I want to do that. I want to be that. I straight out of high school, I was fortunate to have signed my first professional sporting contract, only to then become or be injured, and also in that not understand that sports is a business. You know, sports is, if you don't perform, then you don't make the team, you don't make the cup. So bear with me, I'm getting to my why.
It's always a journey. It's okay.
Yeah. So that part there brought me, I guess, onto my journey to where I am now, because in IT, specifically cybersecurity, 4 years ago when we started, I could not name an Indigenous, who I knew anyway, an Indigenous Chief Information Officer, a CISO, a systems administrator or a network administrator. And it was at that point in time then I went, well, I want to change that narrative, because in our industry we need diversity. It's very male dominated, really male dominated. So create diversity, but why? The why is because our industry is lucrative. It's quite lucrative. And then if it's lucrative, what I'm trying to bring into the conversation is economic independence, because when we talk about money, it doesn't just stop with you and I. Hey sis, money doesn't just go into our back pockets. We know that with the village, there's a ripple effect that'll go back to our community, whether it's our mum, our dad, our brothers, our sisters, our aunties, our uncles, our nephews, our nieces. We'll always look after one another. So that's why cyber, it's lucrative, and the reason is about that village mentality as well.
We've broken down so many stereotypes in that, because, you know, those three people you identified with being sports stars, and then obviously playing sport yourself, and quite often we're typecast as we're only good at sport. So to then forge through in an industry that has no one, not many people coming before you, and to be that face is pretty incredible, because imagine then the role model that you are then to other young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander kids coming up.
Yes.
They may be looking up to you then.
Good point. Yeah, no, spot on. And I'd probably didn't explain enough of that. When we look up to our sports stars, yes, the idea is to use that concept in IT, and whether it's me or we've offered scholarships and globally recognised training certification to young mob, or not even young, just mob men and women who want to come into our industry, and the idea is to put them on a pedestal, to say, look, here's Michael, here's John, here's Donna, here's Sophie. Yeah. They're in IT and they're making a lot of money, and then economic independence and that regaining of self-determination. So seeing it and believing it.
Definitely. Generational wealth is an interesting thing as well, because for a lot of people, they'll see that being First Nations, having wealth or creating and that flow on don't necessarily go hand in hand, and it's breaking through that stigma as well. Yeah,
I agree. Totally agree. The intergenerational, so the idea with when we did our university scholarships is they're in perpetuity. So when I'm long and gone and buried in the pastures, they will exist year after year after year until this world explodes or something bad happens. So then, we can talk about intergenerational wealth. But to your point, money. It's a learning curve. The money aspect of why I do, and I'm sure why we do what we all want to do. Because certainly what I've learned on my journey is money only solves money problems. Yeah. That's it. I still have family. I still have kids. We still have, when we talk about mob, our health and well-being, and our mental health and well-being, and our physical health and well-being to also be mindful of as well. So, the idea with the money aspect is affordability, to be able to maybe do things that we can't, and pushing that out to community where we can. And then the idea with intergenerational wealth is, that can keep going on and on and on.
That's exactly right. And the money does make things a little bit easier, doesn't it?
It does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting. It is, it is, and for business too. If I want to do impacts, I can't without commerce. Yeah. So I got to balance the two.
Definitely. Yes. Well, no one goes into business to not make money, so of course it's part of it.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I don't want to discount. I don't want to discount that element at all.
Tell me more about your business. Like, what do you do? What's the practicality of that?
Yeah, sure. So I'll give you. What if I give you a day? I'll give you a day in the life of Baidam Solutions. Yeah. But at a high level, what we do is we protect our nation's government, our nation's businesses, and our nation's borders from cyber criminals. Everything you see around here, you can touch. We're in the real world, but there is also a virtual world, which is just as big. We have a lot of technology. I mean, at the moment, we have sitting here probably iPhones, iPads that have or require security around them, because there are hackers that can access sensitive data, and whether that sensitive data is my personal data or the government's or whoever's, what we do is we secure that to protect it from cyber criminals. So in a day of Baidam Solutions, it's we'll come in and high five everyone and have a coffee and all that. We try to make it a fun environment. Yeah. It's all a learning curve as well. But we have a team of sales. We have a team of technical. Now the difference between the two is sales will go out and sell what we have to offer, and then technical are your ethical hackers, your people who are deploying technology to our customers. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, look, it is a core issue that's front in mind. I mean, I sit on a few boards, and just recently we've had to sign off, ransomware policies and the governance that sits around them, because there are attacks, and whether or not, what's the flow chart of whether or not you would pay a ransom if someone got hold of your data or into your systems. It is a pretty scary thought, because it's not in the real life, but
it's real. Yeah. It's definitely real, and people can be over the other side of the world, and because of technology, you don't know where they are. It's a hot topic who we look to protect, and our target customer base are our ASX listed companies, our big corporates at the moment. And without giving away too much details around who our customers are, because it is sensitive, our federal government, state government, and local government, we also offer or provide solutions to. Whether it's for ransomware, there are many things: your email security, your website security, ransomware, and then a bit of consulting around all of it, and pen testing, which is another word for ethical hacking. Yeah. The industry, and that's what we try to pride ourselves with Baidam Solutions, is culture and capability, and the two have to run in parallel to one another, because there's always this debate, isn't there? Right, like, no, you've got to be capable first, you got to be this and that, and then culture second. No. So what I try to at Baidam Solutions say, no, we pride ourselves on the capability, because it's sensitive what we're providing in terms of security solutions, but from our cultural, and it's mob culture, and it's work culture and a fun culture. It's all got to be run parallel to one another. So one doesn't outweigh the other. It's all the same. Yeah.
Which would create, I guess, that very uniqueness or unique value proposition to your business that would set you apart from other players. Is it a very saturated kind of market? In the mainstream, possibly?
Yes, definitely in the mainstream. Yes, I mean, in our market, there's a lot of players and domestic players and global players, companies from the US, companies from overseas, Europe, who provide solutions. But the difference and what sets us apart is when a deal's done with the likes of those businesses, the profits go back to the sovereign country that they're based in. And if it's done with an ASX listed company in Australia, I mean, a huge telco that I'm sure we all know, the profits have to go back to the shareholders, because they have their obligations as an ASX listed company to perform. What sets us apart is through our impacts. We're for profit, we generate commerce, and the difference we have from transacting on our paper is that our customers are aware that the profits that we generate go back to community through our scholarships, through our pathways. And I mean, we don't stop there. I mean, internally within Baidam Solutions, we have our procurement. So we procure other black businesses where we can, always. It's a not negotiable that I've put to the team. Obviously, wages is another not a KPI, but a factor into the business. So when you bring all that into the gamut of the equation, we're always mindful of making impacts where we can. Always. But yeah, through commerce. What was your question then? I forgot. I was talking. Trying to round it back.
No. Well, I think what you've described is, I guess, very much true and core to your value proposition. What sets you apart. Yes. You've got all the technical capability side of running a cybersecurity company and all the facets that sit within that. But the added bonus for doing business with you is the fact that you'll procure off other Indigenous businesses. Yeah. You've got also an approach of scholarships to build up the next generation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people coming into this as an industry. And then I guess the broader community, plus the cultural values that sit within your company as well.
Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah, there you go. You've won a couple of awards. So I hear you won a Queensland Reconciliation Award, but you also won a really special award to me. So this year at Supply Nations Kenedth Supply Diversity Awards, you won the Sam Reuben Young Entrepreneur Award. And Sam was a really great friend of mine.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, you told me that. Yeah. And I didn't personally know Sam, but I have aunties and uncles who did, and sorry to hear but thank you for that. It was the award. I mean, the award means to achieve the accolade. Don't get me wrong, it was such a great feeling. High levels of endorphins were going off in the night. You know, I was excited. Leading up to it, though, different story. Very nervous. But the award and being recognised and acknowledged is a symbol of hard work.
Yeah.
It is a symbol of tenacity. I mean, what you see here is a product of the struggles 4 years prior to get to this. Indigenous businesses are not immune to basic business principles. I mean, you were yarning before. Like, congratulations, 10 years in your journey. I'm sure you had your challenges as well. So yeah, we're not immune to business principles. We still have to pay our taxes. We still have to pay our wages, pay our bills and expenses, and so on. So to receive that is it was exciting and proud moment. And it gets the brand out there. And I hope that people see that what we're trying to do is business for good. And if all we do is good, then all we will get in return is good.
Definitely. Goes around, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Karma's real.
No, but I guess that value of reciprocity, very much so, and mutual benefit and sharing, caring, connecting.
Exactly.
And it's intrinsic to who we are as First Nations people.
Yes, exactly right.
Definitely.
Yes.
So what's your legacy?
My legacy. It's just, legacy is when I think of legacy, it's a powerful word for me, because, you know, what do I want? Like, what gets me out of bed? What gets you out of bed? What brought us here today? Like, why? So my legacy is to firstly leave this world in a better place than maybe when I had come in. That's one. But to also encourage people to find their why, to find that something inside of them to want to do good, to want to change something. That's my legacy. Yeah. That's my legacy, and I know what I'm doing now is also part of it. I still have a bit of life left in me, so we'll see what the future holds.
Well, you're winning a Young Entrepreneurs Award. I'm sure you've got another 30 years or so.
See what happens. To see what happens.
And keep forging forward. And
exactly,
you know,
keep forging
a
forward.
Business that maybe your children might want to come into. And
of course. I mean, they'll have their own journey, but looking after family is. I think that's a constant. That's always, and not just my immediate, but the broader family. It's funny, right? I was yarning to another sister, and she was explaining to me, because there's a group setting of us, and she was like, she was talking to people within the industry who are not mob, and so she's like, this is how it works, all right? If I have a successful business and I want to drive a Porsche, I can't drive a Porsche. It doesn't work like that. The only time I can drive a Porsche is if I buy a Porsche for all my family, and then we can all drive Porsches. I was like, that's a deadly explanation. I'll take that.
That definitely is, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like what I have, everybody else
has to have. Yeah, so that's
as the collective.
So that's the family. I think looking after family broadly, and aunties, uncles, everyone.
That's it. Helping your kids to find their why. The young people you bring through your business. Yes. All of that.
Yeah, why is for me, a really core part of our identity. And for everyone who wants to go on maybe this journey that I've been on, you've been on in business, your why is what will get you through. Like, there will be ups, there will be downs, but if you quit or you give up, you'll never fulfill what was inside you. So you'll find out what your why is, stay true to that core, and then that's what will get you through. I feel like if I was to leave one piece of advice, that would be it.
I was going to ask you if you had anything else that you wanted to share or leave with our audience, but that is a pretty powerful statement. But if there's anything else you want to say?
I'll share one last thing, and it comes from a place of experience. I don't give advice unless it's something I've personally been through, but I've been through failed, as I mentioned before, failed businesses. It's not just this is a success and here I am. I've been in jobs where I've been treated to what I felt as unfair, or not capable, or not fair, and almost a feeling of disempowerment. You know, that's a really tough place to be in, like this feeling of, I know I can do this, I know I can do the job, but there's people who for whatever reason don't like you, just disagree with your thoughts, give you the cold shoulder, and that's a really tough place to be in. I've been there, and that was a dark place. But for all those people or positions that I was in, I say thank you, because it's adversity that hardens this. Like I had to, when I look back on my journey, I had to go through that. Had I not gone through that, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. So that's it. If you're in a tough spot right now, stick in, ride it out, because that's what will strengthen you. Adversity.
Definitely. It's where we show our greatest resilience.
Yeah.
But the learning's on the other side, isn't it? When you can look back and go, look what I've got through. 100%. And if I can get through this, I can get through anything.
Yes.
So.
You won't know at the time when you're in it.
No.
But when you do get through it and you look back, and you'll be like, told you I can do that. Yeah. You prove me wrong. Yeah. That's it. I got one story. I don't know if I should share it.
Yeah, share it. Go ahead.
It's just a quick one. So
quick one.
The role I was talking about that I was in, and it lasted a while, I was responsible for managing a portfolio of investments. And that value of that portfolio, when I managed it, was quite high. And what comes with that responsibility is, you have to understand fiscal valuations, profit and loss, balance sheets, and so on and so on. Anyway, while I was in that role, that was when I was at my low point. But as I look back now, and maybe they might see this video, fingers crossed, I hope you do. But the value of Baidam Solutions now is twice the value of that portfolio. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, you doubted me then, but look at what's created here is now double the value of that. So I just want to finish that. Just dig the knife in.
Yeah, well, like success is the greatest karma, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no words need to be spoken.
No, exactly.
Yeah, what you're doing and what you're achieving will speak for itself.
Actions, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
100%. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed the latest episode of Meet the Mob. Make sure you connect with Jack and share his story with your networks. Until next time.